What's up, guys? Jackson here from No Bullshit Reviews, and my name on Reddit is Anti-Saint, and I say that because this review is going in the headphones subreddit. I was going to do a written review of these right here versus the Fidelio X2's, which this is going to be, is a review of these and a comparison with the Fidelio X2's, because I feel like that just helps people more. People are apparently having a hard time figuring out whether they want to get these right here, 400i's, or the Fidelio X2's, and that is a totally understandable problem to have, because I really enjoy both headphones and they're almost the exact same price. So, little disclaimer, I do these reviews non-scripted. I bought these with my own money, okay? I don't do this for subscribers, I don't do this for money or anything like that. I do this because I genuinely enjoy helping people with tech. I've been in tech sales, I've been in IT, I love this stuff. This is what I do, okay? And because I have no one to nerd out to, so I can do it to a camera, and it's totally cool. So, we have the Hifiman HE-400i's here. We are running this through a shit Magni 2, okay? Now, I don't have the Fidelio X2's on me, because I just sent them back yesterday. And we'll get into that, and I'll tell you why, okay? I love the Fidelio X2's. They're great headphones, phenomenal headphones. But they're not for me, and I'll explain why. I had a choice between Fidelio X2's and these, and I ordered them both, okay? I had the X2's for a month, I've had these for a week, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly what I got out of them. So, first we're going to start off with comfort, because I feel like if you don't have a comfortable pair of headphones, it doesn't really matter how good they sound, because you can't wear them. Happy to report both headphones are very, very comfortable, okay? I think they're honestly even. Excuse me, let me get a sip of coffee. Okay. They both weigh about the same, okay? And I think they're equally comfortable. The Fidelio X2's were exceptionally comfortable. I mean, it's like having pillows on your head. The ear cups are freaking huge, okay? I mean, they're massive. Just pillows on your head. You could wear them all day, and you know, there would be no pain or anything like that. These are much in the same way for me, and personally for me, because one, I have a small head apparently, or it's not very wide. So when I put these on, like I use like one click up here, and that's it. And that's still a little big because the first click is too small. And these fit just perfectly. They don't move, they don't shift around, they fit perfectly. My ears are, you know, average size. I wouldn't say they're big or small. And these fit all the way around. The ear cups fit all the way around them. And the focus pads are really nice. It's like leather on the outside or pleather, and then velour on the rims. So it feels like velour when you have it on, but it's actually a hybrid. So there's really not much more to say about comfort for these. Like, honestly, they both weigh just about the same. They're both super comfortable. I wouldn't base comfort as necessarily a reason to get one or the other, because they're both very comfortable. I've heard people complain about clamping force on these, which I can't really confirm, because it's got a perfect clamping force for me, and I don't think it really has the leverage to clamp too much for me. So I don't know if people are just being like wusses or whatever, but I don't get any clamping force problems. But anyways, we're going to move on to sound quality, and this is going to be tough because Fidelio X2's are dynamic drivers and these are planar magnetic, okay? And everything, you know, the mids and the highs are going to be easy to talk about, but the bass is going to be pretty difficult to explain, because planar bass and planar magnetic headphones it's a tough experience to talk about. It's one of those things you kind of have to experience yourself, but I will do what I can to give to the best of my ability, tell you exactly what each sounds like in the low end. We'll start off with the X2's, because I love the low end of the X2's. I loved it. Now, I'm not a bass head, okay? I prefer a neutral sound signature, but the X2's, man, they're just fun. Like, you can throw on anything for the most part, and they sound great, okay? Very nice. The low end just kicks hard. It kicks like a mule, which is surprising. It's an open back headphone, but they're awesome. I love the low end. The only problem I have with the low end of the X2's is they get woolly a little bit. if you listen to really detailed music, the bass can bleed into the mids, which can throw very delicate tracks out of balance a little bit. But it wasn't bad by any means. It was just a little thicker sounding. Not nearly as fast as these, because these are planar magnetic, and if you know even just a little bit about planar magnetic headphones, the bass is super tight, super controlled, and very fast. There's literally no bass decay. And where that really helps is for me, because I listen to progressive metal a ton, is the bass kick. When you've got double bass going, you can literally tell where one kick starts and when it stops, and when the next one starts and when it stops. It's very detailed. It's very precise, almost surgically so. As opposed to kind of being like, thumpy. It's more kind of a, how do I explain it? It's like, it's very tough to explain. It's not rumbly at all. There's no rumble. It's just punch, 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 punch. Instead of boom, 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 it's punch, punch, punch. It's that much tighter. Now, the downside of that is people who are looking for a rumble or some sort of almost physical feeling from the bass, you're not really getting that with these. Okay, the bass is very present, very extended. You go all the way down the frequency spectrum. Okay, I love it personally. I love it. It's very quick. It satisfies my bass needs for the kind of music that I listen to. For other people, it may not. These are not accentuated in the bass at all. They're quite accurate, quite neutral, maybe a few decibels above neutral, and it doesn't make it to the point where it is a fun headphone. Okay, a lot of people wouldn't describe these as fun, and they do compare them to the HD600s, which I've never heard, but if they sound anything like this, I'm sure they're quite neutral. That's what I hear a lot, is that they sound like the HD600s, and they're honestly very neutral. I love the HD598s, and they're quite neutral too, and I really like these. And they sound, similar, but obviously much more detailed. So, bass, if you like punchiness, not necessarily quantity, but quality, then you will really like these. Okay? Fidelio X2's, if you like bass impact, slam, just overall, like physical presence of the bass, if you want to feel the bass, X2's are the way to go. Okay? If you're not listening to music that requires a fast pace, drumming or anything too technical, you shouldn't have a problem at all with the X2's. I love the bass on the X2's. So there's that. Now the mids are very similar on both of these, honestly. They're both very luscious, lots of detail, very warm, slightly recessed, just slightly recessed, like hardly even noticeable. And I wouldn't make your decision between the X2's and the 400i's based on the mids, because they're very, very similar. Vocals sound great on both. The only difference being, and this isn't a mid trait, but a bass trait, the X2's, because they have so much more bass, it can bleed into the mids, which can affect voices and acoustic guitars and things of that nature that lie within the mid frequencies. So keep that in mind. When I was listening to John Mayer's live album in LA, which, shit on me if you want, I like John Mayer. It's a nicely mastered and recorded live album, and his voice sounds very intimate with these headphones. The acoustic guitar sounds full, it sounds present, and no complaints there. X2's are the same way. Bass can be just a little overpowering, and I wouldn't base your decision based on the mids. Okay, and now we get into the highs, which are, both of them have their flaws in the highs. The X2's were sibilant in the highs, and these can be too. Okay, the X2's had a peak up at like 9.5K, and these have a peak at around 8K, or like a spike, which can cause cymbals and S's to come up as sibilant. Now that is kind of subjective, because some people are more prone to sibilance than other people, and so personally I just EQ down like 1 decibel in the 8K with these, and then one decibel in the 9.5. on the X2s, and they both sound great. Not much loss in detail. Treble on these does sound a bit artificial because of those spikes, and the X2's the same way. Definitely very sparkly. You know, kind of artificial. It doesn't really sound super natural up high. Neither of these headphones do, I don't think. You're kind of getting the same experience for the most part. I'd say these are just a slight bit rolled off in the highs compared to the X2's, and they are an easier listen. They're not as grainy up high. And yeah, I mean, that's just the only way to say it. These are just a little bit of an easier listen. And that's just because it's not quite as sibilant, and there is kind of a dip in the upper mids, low high area, and it just makes things a little bit more laid off, which is fine for me. I like it a lot. So now we get into the part where I have the most trouble with these, and that is build quality. Okay, you look at the Fidelio X2's. You spent $250 on them. They're made out of engine block material. They've got a leather headband and just metal everywhere. Like if somebody broke into your house, you could beat them with the X2's. It would probably kill them, and your headphones would still work. These, they look very nice. They're aesthetically pleasing. If you looked at them without holding them, you'd think this is made out of metal, and it's not. It's just plastic. I can't, confirm how well these hold up over time. I did post in the Reddit thread asking for testimony just to see. Apparently they hold up nice, but my big problem is that these do feel nice. Don't get me wrong. For $250 I paid for them, they feel nice. They have a nice leather headband, a metal support, metal grills, but this is plastic. And my two big problems: this right here, the arm that suspends the ear cup, and the swivel feature. Do you see where it pivots around right there? I have no idea what is really supporting the pivot. I don't know if it's just a little piece of plastic. I don't know. I've heard things about Hifiman quality control, and I just don't know what's holding that in, okay? And I'm not going to take it apart to find out. So this, I don't understand why they couldn't have made just maybe even a flat piece of just aluminum. I mean, metal is always better, and don't get me wrong, I get where Hifiman's coming from. Planar magnetics historically have been big, heavy headphones. They're monsters. You think of beastly planar headphones. This is a response. They're lightweight. They're 350 grams or so. And I understand the use of plastic. They're trying to bring down the weight so you can have a lightweight planar magnetic headphone as opposed to the rest of the market. Cool, I get it. I'm just wondering how much more weight would it have added if you just put a thin piece of aluminum or steel to support the ear cups. I don't think it would have added much. I don't think it would have been a big difference, but you would feel so much more confident with these. If you accidentally knocked them off your table, any sort of accident, and just picking them up, because the thing, they have I don't know, they have this creak to them, and I don't like that. And I can only imagine if I'd paid $500 for these, I'd be a little more peeved than I am now. That's what I have to say about these. X2's are just flawless. Metal, leather, that's all I have to say. It has a big selling point for a lot of people, and it was a tough decision to send back my X2's because they just felt like $250 headphones. Now, these are presented in a very nice way, and it's actually hilarious to me, okay? They send these in a nice leather box with this amazing presentation, okay? If you order this on day one for $500, you get this thing and be like, oh my gosh, a luxury. And you take it out and it's made of plastic. It kind of feels like you're holding a toy a little bit. And I think that's really funny because they just should have put more metal in this. Even just use the same material you put here, just a little thicker, and made it on the ear cup suspension. I don't know. They don't listen to me, which, fine. Accessories wise, oh god, here we go. I hate the cable. The stock cable on this thing is a piece of shit, okay? Quite frankly, it's a piece of shit, okay? I have it over here somewhere. Oh, I threw it all the way back here in rage the other day. Here we go. Okay. This thing is such a piece of shit. Okay? Don't get me wrong, it's braided, it's thick. I think it's, you know, it feels like quality. This is where it sucks, okay? Freaking sucks. Now, I want to know who the hell at Hifiman decided that a right angle connector was appropriate for a home use hi-fi planar magnetic headphone. Why? Why? Because so when I plug this in with my big ol' 1/4-inch adapter sitting out of my Magni 2, and it's bent like this, and not only that, the freaking kinks everywhere. It's a mess, okay? This is bent all the way back, okay? This thing kinks up like crazy, and then you have this. Oh my, this. You see this little piece right here? You see that little piece? It has like lips on the side, okay? And when you're sitting here, and you got these plugged in, it's about yay high, and the split goes all the way down to here, which is about desk level. If you're like me and you sit at a desk, and you put your head down, or you're like, you know, you're head bobbing because you love your music, and you bob down, and this gets caught underneath the lip of your desk, and you pull up, rips the terminations out, your head goes flying back, you're in a rage of piss, and this is why I drink Hifiman. This is why I drink, okay? Don't, just, I'm done, okay? I'm done. I'm not talking about the stock cable anymore. It's a piece of shit. Consider these headphones as $275, spend 25 extra bucks, and just get a replacement cable, okay? Put it this way, if this cable were to ever die out, I would rather not have to use these headphones than use it with a stock cable. It's a piece of shit. Right angle connector just blows my mind. Okay, we're gonna get into conclusion time, guys, okay? Okay, I really like both these headphones, okay? And I had to send one back because I'm a college kid, financial reasons, okay? I wish I could keep both, and I mean, honestly, I could keep both, but I wouldn't eat for a little while. So, I stuck with the HE-400i's. Yes, the build quality is meh. The reputation for build quality is meh. But the sound on these, I love. Neutral, balanced, planar bass, which some of you don't believe in planar bass on Reddit apparently. You're like, it's not a big deal. Maybe not for the music you listen to. But if you've got fast bass drums, bass lines on a bass guitar, there's a big difference. I've had a really hard time going back to any dynamic headphones that I own because planar bass is just, I love it. It's detailed, it's extended, it's beautiful. The mids they're nice. They're right up there with the industry standard for headphones at $250. Okay, the X2's. They're right up there with them. Okay. The highs are nice, a little bit. Besides that 8K spike, pretty easy to listen to. You know, they're not fatiguing at all, and they work really well amped. Okay, with the Magni 2, I haven't had any issues. They are, from what I've heard, planar magnetic headphones like the Current. So if you're getting an amp for these, spring for something with a low output impedance, because they really start to show their potential after being fed more current. With that said, I did plug them into my Fidelio E10K, and I did hear a difference. Okay, these really do enjoy the extra juice, despite being 32 ohm, which theoretically they should be easy to drive, but they really do shine when you give them a little more current, a little more power. They sound good. The bass is just it becomes more there, and that's the reason I kept these. Okay, they're just great all-arounders. Okay, there's certain things I couldn't listen to with the X2's because they just started sounding a bit more woolly. Not that I couldn't listen to them. I didn't feel like I was getting all of the nuances out of the music because either the bass was too heavy or it was really grainy up top. I just really enjoyed these a lot more. And that's just all I have to say. So, guys, if you have any comments, questions, just anything you want answered, or anything, just go ahead and drop a comment. Reddit people, obviously, comments. If there's anything specific that you want me to test between, well, I can't really do the X2s anymore, but I know exactly how they sound. I just listened to them like yesterday. So if you like the video, feel free to like it. You don't have to subscribe. I don't do this for subscribers. I do it because I enjoy it. And just thank you guys, and have a good day.